Ulti will be aware of that, and they're really going to have to rise to the physical challenge offered by the home side this afternoon.
Very much so. Last week's match against Gateshead was, I think, best described as a robust encounter, which featured 3 penalties, amongst other things, as well as 8 goals. Jordan Humes fouled by Garner, so it's a free kick to Altrincham. Mooney thought about taking it quickly, but it's probably just about within Josh Hancock range. It probably favours Mooney with his left foot, but it looks like Hancock's going to take it, curls it round the wall, and he's only just wide of the post. Peter Crook was watching it, sort of an interested observer. He wasn't going to do anything about it if it was going in.
He did a good job there when he came on for Andy White at Bootham Crescent last week, and he's held his own so far, so let's hope that Simon can continue to do that.
Whittle gets a cross in, good header by Malarkey, an attempt to get it back across by Rollins, and the linesman says that's a goal kick. The referee was originally going to give a corner, but changed his mind, worked out that the linesman was in a better position to give the decision, and so Altrincham have a goal kick.
Yeah, I think that's certainly fair to say. The front 3, Boston playing with a 4-3-3, Dominic Knowles with 2 wide men, and yeah, they do look like they'll go down once when they get an opportunity to do so.
Good play by Thanoj. Cross comes in, there's danger here. Knowles inside the penalty area trying to turn, Malarkey trying to stop him, and then manages to block the shot from Platt as well. Great play by Toby Malarkey. Boston are definitely a physical outfit who like to use their strength and physical attributes, and Altrincham are going to have to live with that and match that.
Boston have done a good job of forcing Ulti to go long where they might prefer to play short, and you're right to pick up on a fantastic defensive record. I think Boston only conceded 32 goals this season. As you say, one of the meanest defences in the league. They're coming down the left here.
Yeah, they've let Knowles keep that in. I think they were expecting an offside flag that didn't come, and it's back to Thewlis, who's now attacking Richmond, and he gets to the byline, and Richmond does very well to backstep a couple of yards into his box and block the cross, which goes for a corner. But that was perhaps a little bit shoddy defending, as there's a quick corner here, and again it's taken to a Boston player who can get across into the box, and it's gone to the back post, and I think he was onside there. It was a quick corner taken. Andy Thanoy was the man who picked up the corner, and he's drilled it low across the box, and I couldn't quite see. I think it might have been one of the centre halves there. As Hampson gets the ball back from Hancock and clips the ball down the line. Hume takes it in, nice layoff to Lundstrom, but again it's just a flick trying to find Durrell that doesn't quite come off when Lundstrom might better have held on to it, but to his credit he's won it back well. And now Hume, Altrincham have 5 forward. Hume looks inside, doesn't see options, looks outside and finds Lundstrom. Back to Hampson and Malt, and now Altrincham have a platform inside the Boston half as Malarkey strides over the halfway line. He's come inside one tackle, he's going to have a go, and his left foot is deflected, and just for a moment there, no, I don't know about you, it looked like it might have been creeping just inside Peter Crook's near post.
Yeah, one of those where you just don't know where it's going to land. That was really promising build-up play from Ulti. I could have sworn the linesman was going to flag Jordan Hume offside.
Thompson, who can drive it out towards Elliot Durrell under not particularly significant pressure, but here's Rowlands, and his turn gone to Hampson, and Hampson's going to go in the book here, I think, or at least he should do, because I think he's a bit lucky there, because I think that would have been a booking 9 times out of 10. He pulled him down when he was through. So it's a free to be taken by Thanoy. Into the box it goes, and it's, ooh, that's the best chance of the game. It's over the bar. It was the centre half and captain Luke Shields. He got free, and I think perhaps he's cornered off his shin. But that will be a warning sign there for all. It was a good ball, and it was about 8 yards out, and it looked a bit lucky that we've got away with one there.
And it's a throw to Altrincham, quickly taken by Simon Richmond. Whittle gets there, clears it away. It's a good clearance. Toby Malarkey heads it forward to Richmond. Nice touch by Richmond. Finds Mooney to Malt, to Lundstrom. Good challenge though by Thanoj. Forces Altrincham all the way back to Malarkey. Malarkey does well, turns away from Knowles, plays it forward. Rollins gets a foot to it, but Malarkey takes it back off him. Another good run by Malarkey. Tries to roll it through, it comes back to Malarkey again. That would have been an amazing goal, but he just didn't catch hold of the shot, and Crook was able to save it. It was a fantastic run by Toby Malarkey, and just didn't have the finish.
Well, would you believe it? Toby Malarkey's probably had Alti's 3 best chances in this game. It's quite remarkable. That was a fantastic run. Just wouldn't stop. Bulldozed his way through the Pilgrims' midfield and defence.
Richmond takes a quick throw with another ball to Mooney. The ball breaks to Hancock. Hancock runs at Platt, gets it down the left-hand side for Durrell. Hampson overlaps him. Durrell gets the cross in, looking for Hume, headers it just wide. It was a much better chance than his previous one, and Jordan Hume's head goes into his hands. I think he thought he should have got that one at least on target, but it was narrowly wide of the post.
Yeah, really, really good opening for Alty.
Crook knocks the ball forward. Hampson goes up for it, beaten to it though by Rollins. The ball breaks for Knowles down by the right-hand corner flag. Tom Hannigan's policing him. Knowles looks for Abbott. Nice little ball in by Abbott. Beautiful turn by Thanoj, and his shot is straight at Thompson. But again, evidence of the threat posed by Andy Thanoj. Thompson tries a quick clearance down the right-hand side. It was a good idea, but Mooney can't keep it in play. Humes chasing after it. It went over his head and Garner's. Shields covered round though, as good centre halves do. Good header by Molt. Finds Mooney. Mooney thought about shooting, which would have been very ambitious. Plays it down the left-hand side for Durrell. Hampson overlapping like a train. It's not a great ball by Elliot Durrell. And Rollins does well, but his clearance only finds Durrell again. Durrell thinks about his shot. It's on target, just. But Crook saves it easily enough down to his right-hand side. In fact, it was probably going to hit the post if Crook had left it.
Yeah, slightly more promising. Elliot Durrell in a bit more space there, but it was the pass just didn't have enough weight on it for Connor Hampson, and Hampson had worked really hard to offer him the overlap, so that was disappointing. And then Durrell's shot.
Good effort by Jordan Thulis. Sorry to cut across you there.
No, absolutely, that came from nowhere.
Yes, the ball was headed away by Toby Malarkey. Perfectly respectable defensive header, but Thulis volleyed it back from about 35 yards, and Tony Thompson had to make quite a bit of ground to save it. It's presumably a coded signal. Curls that one in. Good header away by Josh Hancock. Back in by Abbott. The heads go up again. Jordan Hume heads it in the wrong direction, and the referee gives a free kick against Jay Rollins, and Jake Molt takes it quickly, looking for Simon Richmond of all people down the right-hand side. Thulis has gone back well with him, but Richmond beats him. Richmond's got a few men in the middle, gets it to Mooney. Mooney's got a little bit of space here. Mooney to Durrell. Durrell tries to play it on, it's deflected. And the keeper's dropped it! And Altrincham have scored! And it's a nightmare! It's an absolute nightmare for Peter Crook! What was he doing? He came out to pick the ball up. It was the easiest pick-up you could possibly imagine. And he dropped it straight at the feet of Dan Mooney. Dan Mooney said, "Thank you very much." Slotted it into the Boston United goal, and a complete disaster for Peter Crook, the Boston United goalkeeper. That was a dire mistake in a match of this magnitude. Dan Mooney seized upon it. Boston United 0, Altrincham 1.
Well, would you believe it? In a game of this magnitude, to make an error like that, really inexplicable from Peter Crook. He'll be the loneliest man in the world out there. But Alty, you have to say, probably on the balance of this half, deserve to be ahead because they've come out a different side this half. That was good build-up play. Simon Richmond causing Thulis problems on the right-hand side for a change.
Challoner shows some urgency to get it, and he looks for the quick throw, and he gets a run from Mulhern, the new man on the pitch. Pears stands him up, Hampson too. Back in the centre circle with Garner, strides forward, looks to find Rollins to feet. Rollins being stood up by Richmond, who's done a really good job in this second half as a replacement right back. Mulhern kicks the ball into the face of, it was a complete accident, but he's kicked the ball into the face of Malarkey, who just gets on with it as Altrincham sitting a bit deep here. Mulhern has dropped off a little bit, about 40 yards from the Altrincham goal, shielded by Lundstrom. Here's Thanoj. Outside him is Challoner on the right-hand side. Chance to get a ball in. 4 men inside. He goes for the short ball to Rollins. It just bounced up a little bit. He's held it up for Mulhern. Decent ball, a important flicked header, but it's Whittle at the back post. And then an outstanding piece of defending again from Josh Lundstrom, who, as Niall mentioned in the first half, has been absolutely outstanding today. This free kick long into one of the corners, no doubt. Craig Elliott on his haunches, his coaching staff, they put everything in. Outstanding game of football from these two teams under the circumstances. and it's an Altrincham free kick that's gone out for a throw-in. The Boston man tries to steal a few yards. He throws it back to the goalkeeper. The referee's looked at his watch once. Crook clears. It's not the best clearance. There goes the whistle! Altrincham are back into the Conference North! Would you believe it? What an ending to the season! Altrincham have beaten Boston. They have become the first team in the history of the Conference North playoffs to win 3 games in a row. They beat Chester 3-2 in a thriller at Moss Lane. They went to York and beat them 2-0 at York's last game at their ground. And they've come to Boston, the form team in the league since Christmas, the last game at York Street, and they have beaten Boston by 1-0. And the goal, whilst my co-commentators gather their thoughts, to remind you, came in the 65th minute, courtesy of Dan Mooney, who's only played a handful of games for the club before the lockdown, and it came in an absolutely calamitous set of circumstances for Boston United. A harmless ball was played through. He wasn't under that much pressure. It was Peter Crook, and he spilt the ball, and Dan Mooney trickled a shot agonisingly towards the goal. There was a time where I thought it wasn't going to win. It wasn't going to go in, and it went in the bottom corner.
But this division is full of teams who believe their rightful place is a step above Altrincham, York, Boston, Gateshead. I mean, you could even argue teams that finish lower down, like Hereford and Darlington, will believe that they should be higher up.
And Altrincham, I think perhaps what we're going back to what we're saying about the playoffs, that perhaps they're a year behind where Altrincham were. They got an manager in about 6 months after we did. He came from the division below in Shore Lane, and he's obviously trying to implement something very, very different to the things that Phil and Neil have done with Altrincham. But you can see where they're going, and perhaps they're just a year behind Altrincham. And as we've just been chatting there about the future of the opponents, let's think about the squad now as they collect their medals. The whole gang of them. Andy White there, he couldn't play a part today after getting an injury in the semi-final. All the substitutes, and then Neil Sorvell at the back. And that's not Neil, so yeah, here he is coming over, and the coaching staff. So they're gathered around the promotion trophy, 2 hoardings, promotional final winners, a big unstable looking hoarding about 6 foot tall behind me and held up by 2 people wearing disposable gloves. Some noise being made by the players banging on the hoardings here as we wait for captain Jake Malt to come over.
Yeah, I think Jake Malt taking all the time in the world. He's going to savour this moment.
And such a nice sight to see players like Richmond but also Malt getting a chance to right the wrongs of what happened with those 2 successive relegations, pick this trophy up. Like we said, it's just a shame it's in front of no fans, but you'll get to see this on video, I'm sure, and the club will be putting all sorts of stuff out on social media and online as the fans can enjoy this moment in retrospect as Malt picks up the trophy and lifts it, and you can hear the roar in the background as the Boston players look on. It's the promotion final winners 2020. Altrincham are back in the conference. They're back in the Vanarama National League. They've lifted the promotion final trophy to complete 2 promotions in 3 years, from the low of being relegated twice in 2 years to going back to join the top tier of non-league football for the 2020-2021 season. An absolutely incredible afternoon's football, tense, exciting in its own way. And what a finish as the Boston players trudge off behind and the Alty players take turn to lift the trophy. Niall, you've been I was only at the last playoff final, you were at the one before that. I don't know if you can make any comparisons between this or those 2 because it's such a different thing.
Yeah, totally different team, totally different style of play. But this club has now won 3 promotions via the playoffs out of the 5 they've competed in the past 15 years, which is just an incredible return, especially when you consider in 2005 we finished 5th, which then was the lowest playoff berth, and it was a national final, so that was remarkable in its own right. That was the only ever North v South playoff final, and since then we won, of course, that dramatic final against Guiseley in 2014 with the last minute winner in extra time, and we've added an extra one today, and it's so special because, as we say, this group of players have been together and they've built it, and you can tell from the celebrations that it means so much to them because they've been through they've really taken to the philosophy that Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorvell have tried to instill, and they really are a collective, and you can see that now. They've got the trophy, they're going to have their photos taken. Unfortunately, Boston United trudging off the pitch. It just wasn't their day. but it's Altringham's day, and they've had a fantastic season. Admittedly, it's ended in bizarre circumstances here at a more or less empty York Street ground, but take nothing away. Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorville had 3 games to win, and it took a huge effort from them, from the players, and from everyone at the club to get us here.